Welcome back to a bonus episode of Hobby Time in the Murder Basement, where today we get to sit down and talk with Instagrammer and hobby enthusiast Lady B Miniatures about her struggle of hobbying through COVID in Australia. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for being here.
Well, and that's one of the weird things that I think that as we get into the next phase of COVID and vaccines start coming, and especially if they keep on saying like it's only 70% effective, you're going to watch people who really should get the vaccine go against it. And so, I mean,
Yeah, and then they all die.
yeah,
It'll be the ultimate depopulation of the earth. All the
yeah.
idiots die.
Well, the problem is it's not killing enough of them to actually make a difference.
Yeah.
It's just killing a lot, which sucks.
Yeah, it's killing the wrong people. It's killing all
Yeah.
the old grannies.
Yeah, a lot of that, which makes me very
But
sad.
the funny thing is, what would happen if they actually got COVID-19? Would they get the treatment? That is the question you need to ask them.
Right. Right.
Because these anti-vaxxers says, I'm not going to have the vaccine, but if you get COVID-19, will you have the treatment?
Yeah.
Will you have the tube down your throat? I
Yeah.
guarantee you they'll say no. I'm the person on the earth.
Yep. It's pretty interesting. You know,
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
We're in a weird world. I've been in lockdown since March. We
Yeah.
had 2 weeks of freedom in June, and we're now in the second wave.
So what are they doing for you guys there, like as far as like
Lockdown.
stores and
Complete
everything? So
It's
no
complete
store.
lockdown. It's complete lockdown. Shops, chemists open. Everything else is shut.
Interesting.
Everything else completely shut.
Mm-hmm. So
And
is any of your game stores or anything like that open right now, or?
everything is shut. Game stores are
Wow.
shut. Everything.
Wow.
So
And
only the essentials, chemists, doctors. Even I can't go to my periodontist because it's shut. It's had to reschedule it because they can't do any procedures.
Wow. And you guys didn't even get it near as bad as us.
No,
Like,
I'm getting sick of it, to be honest. But I understand why they're doing it.
yeah. Well,
The second wave was caused because the state government got cheap quarantine security, and they did the dirty. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, so when do you think, I mean, like, I guess that's anybody's guess, but like, when do you
Yeah.
think that you guys will be able to have your game stores back? Because it seemed like you guys stayed open longer, because I have a
Yeah,
couple
but the
friends that are
problem
there.
was, but the problem was, they didn't eradicate it. That's the
Mm,
difference. They were on the verge of eradicating it when all the stuff happened with the quarantine and how it spread from the quarantine.
yeah.
Most people don't know the story. People assume it was because people. This second wave here in Victoria, where I am, Melbourne,
Mm-hmm.
was caused by government incompetence because
No.
they decided to get cheap quarantine security with no training in infection control,
Right.
and they decided to do the dirty on a few. I'm trying to be polite here, not say fuck the diseased
Uh-huh.
at this point. Yeah,
Sure.
because they're not diseased, they've got an illness.
Right.
They're in quarantine, they don't have COVID per se, they're just making sure that they're safe to be put in the asylum of life that is the community.
Sure.
And quarantine, they did the stuff, didn't get trained in infection control, they had no masks, no PPE,
Mm-hmm.
spread from there.
Just kept on spreading
security
it.
guys, shoo, and that's right, boom. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
And that was
That's
it. It was the second wave, and we've been in lockdown since June. We had 2 weeks of freedom in June. That was it.
wow.
From March to June, we had a lockdown. 2 weeks. Then from May, no, end of June to now, we've been in lockdown.
Wow, that's crazy. So what are you doing to like? I'm guessing Amazon and all those things are still
Mhm.
functioning for you.
But
So
the
it's
problem
just
was, when they decided to do this lockdown, they told Australia Post to go 1/3 capacity to make sure it didn't spread. Now all the postal system is balked beyond belief.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, coupled with the fact that there's no flights, so airmail is a bit every other week because
Right.
there's no flights because of the whole COVID situation
Right.
internationally and stuff like that. So I have a whole load of minis that I'm waiting for that I can't get at the minute because it's so friggin' slow
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
COVID, and it's ridiculous. I said to my husband, I'm so angry at the government for telling Australia Post to go to 1/3 capacity because of
Yeah.
this. I have
Well,
I have TVs that I'm waiting for from, and they're still in Chicago in the United States.
just sitting there. Like, so
They're
the
sitting
weird
there
thing is
waiting
here,
for like,
anything that came from the United States within the last like 2 months is totally fucked as well, because we have a president who thought it would be really cute to try some voter suppression in the middle of this, and totally borked our post service as well. So like things are just sitting like I, I got a late phone bill the other day at my shop, and they were
yeah.
like, you need to. I got an email saying that, like, you need to pay us. It's like, I haven't gotten the bill yet, and it showed up like 3 days later. I was like, this is 4 weeks late now. Like,
Yeah, well,
how
it's
is
not
this
your fault.
happening? No, it's
It's not
not.
your
And
fault.
yeah, and
It's the
everybody.
postal system's fault.
Right. But everybody seems
I
to
mean,
be pretty cool, but like once you have to do anything that's going out of the country, it just gets even worse. So
it's
like,
because there's no flights. There's not as many flights as it used to be. So there's no
yeah,
passenger flights to put cargo on. There's no cargo flights. Well, I say
few,
there's no
yeah,
cargo flights. There's very few of anything.
right,
So if I was to order like paintbrushes from the UK, it'll take me a couple of months. I've got orders from July that I'm still waiting for,
sure.
and it's now the 23rd of September.
Wow, wow, that's crazy. So are you going to? I mean, so do you think that the infrastructure of Australia is able to handle picking up the slack, like for like making paintbrushes and things? Do you guys have the
I
resources
don't
there?
think so. No, we
You
don't.
know?
We are what I refer to as the butters of the world. That's how. That's how. See, the thing that pisses me off more than anything about the hobby in this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all this. It's we've got 3 paint brands I can get readily.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hobby store and a Warhammer store in the city, which I can't
Mm-hmm.
get to right now.
Right.
I've got a. It's just like, how is anyone supposed to hobby when you can't get anything in the post? Amazon's been a pig.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's hobby in a pandemic is not good, especially when you
No.
can't get anything from the post situation. It's hard. It's doable. It's doable if you've got the patience and can wait, and you've
Sure.
got tracking on shit because so you know where it is.
Right.
Which I'm very fortunate that one of my parcels has, because it's a big parcel of minis that I want to sort out and stuff, because we can't lose those in the post.
Right.
But it's hard. It's nigh on impossible to do any hobby because if you run out of paint, you gotta wait.
Sure.
The shop's open. And I said to my husband, first thing I'm doing when the shops are open, I'm gonna go fucking get all my paints.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Is
Yeah.
is the government doing things for your businesses over there, or are they kind of
Oh
hanging
yeah,
them out to dry?
there's JobKeeper and stuff like that, but
Okay,
that's
good.
ending soon. That's
Ugh.
ending soon, and it's just like, what's the point? No, I lie. They've extended it until next year, JobKeeper, but the supplement that they gave to the workers is ending soon.
Ugh.
I'm not sure when though, because I am slightly unemployed at the minute. Hobbies is not my painting minis is not my first job.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
I think that painting minis and content creation became a lot of people's for main job in March, when everything kind of
Yeah.
went to hell. People started treating the hobby very differently. I saw people who were doing commissions that had never done them before, and I'm like actually very excited for people to understand what it takes to do that. But
I don't do commissions for the simple
no.
reasons I'm a slow as painter, OCD, and I live in Australia.
Yeah.
You'll never see them in here again.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is so like you and years ago I used to have clients when I sold guitars that would fly in from Australia. No worries. Um
But
th- they would fly in from Australia to buy guitars from me on like because it was cheaper to buy stuff here, and then they would take it back and resell them there because they could
mm,
actually, make money there. And
it,
like, do you find that like that sort of like, you know, high priced item, like things like that is everything kind of more expensive and not as accessible there, or is the hobby something that is not as bad as it is in other
the
places?
hobby, the hobby is expensive in Australia because GW fucking hiked the prices 3 times as much as the UK.
Right,
It's
right.
simple as that.
Yeah.
GW's got is one of the biggest hobbies in Australia. I have friends who are into AOS like I am and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And buying anything overseas is a nightmare because of exchange. You could
Right, of course.
the Australian dollar could go in a minute.
Right.
So ordering anything from the UK, anything hobby related, like if you buy stuff for your brushes from Jackson's, could be 3 times the price, even with their discount, their
Mm-hmm.
20% off.
Wow.
Like GW is expensive, like
Yes.
hobby wise, because it's like I said, they hiked the prices 3 times the price when they did the currency like for like a while back.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is expensive. I brought literally the Rat and Rapture box was like $200 here, whereas in the
Woo.
UK it's £150.
Woo. Yeah, $200. I think I
200.
got I like
I think it
I
was
bought
about 240.
yeah,
240.
that's crazy. I managed to get two Wrath and Rapture boxes for I got one of them that Amazon had crushed, and so I think I paid like $70 for it or
Oh, there
something.
you go.
Uh, but like I probably should have asked for more off because it was fucked up, and I was like, this
Were
is
the
the first
menus
time
broken inside?
they were messed up, but because GW is so expensive and I didn't want to buy another $150 box, I was like, well,
Mhm.
I'll take this one, so it was like literally half off, and I think I got another one for like right about 100 or
Yeah.
something that was perfect.
Well,
But
I'm very fortunate that I can get three mini paint companies in this country.
yeah,
Vallejo, which is very readily available. AK, I've got one hobby store that sells all their stuff, which I can get at, and GW, which is Citadel. I don't like
Citadel, right?
Citadel. Citadel is terrible paint. I like
Yeah,
the other two, but at the moment I'm a bit pissed off with AK because of all the that shitstorm that they're in at the minute, and I'm just like, everyone's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna boycott AK and let's throw all my stuff out." I can't afford to do that. I've only got 3 paint lines. I
right.
don't got 3 paints I can get at.
Yeah,
I,
it's
everyone's saying you're condoning that. I'm not condoning that behavior. It's fucking bullshit, in my
yeah,
opinion. But at the same time, I'm stuck in the butt-ass of the world
right.
that hasn't got a lot of stuff like Reaper or what's the other one? Yeah, mainly Reaper, but there's other brands as well. I can't remember. P3,
P3 is
Nice
a big
P3.
one. Yeah,
And what was the other one? There's another one, isn't there? Like
Pro
there's
Krill's the
P3.
new big one.
Yeah, Monument Hobbies. Jace,
Yeah,
awesome dude. But I can't afford it because unless I do a massive order of paint, I can't afford to buy them. Unless
yeah,
I order expansion 1, expansion 2, expansion 3, the metallics, translucents.
yeah. Do them
I
all.
can't afford to buy them. Do them
Yeah,
all, but I
yeah,
can't afford to buy it because it's fucking expensive exchange rate wise.
yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
the Australian dollar can tank at any moment and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's
If I could find,
I don't envy your situation there, especially when you have people like Vallejo doesn't publicly make big fuck ups like what AK and or Scale 75
I refuse
does.
to use scale 75.
Right,
After
right.
that bullshit with I had no scale 75 to begin. I have one little scale color bottle. That's
Yeah.
it,
I
which I bought
I
ages ago. But after that, because I don't have it, I won't buy it. AK
yeah,
is different because I've made an investment. Same with Citadel, same with Vallejo. I've
right.
made the investment. I'm not condoning the shit that they pulled. because
Right.
it's fucking wrong on so many levels. It's untrue.
So wrong,
It's
yes.
so wrong.
Yeah.
God, I'm sounding like a teenage girl at this point.
No, but like it's a really hard spot, and I never really considered it. Like there is a privilege that comes with living in a country like America, where we have all these things. It's readily available. We have options. We can, if I don't like what one company's doing, I can sidestep them and go somewhere else. I kind of forget that the rest of the world is kind of boxed into like the brands that are there, because like you said, the conversion ratios are never favorable, and you have so many like really talented people in Australia. It's sad that they haven't stepped up to like fill a void there,
Yeah.
because like
I could be wrong.
well,
I could
I
be wrong
I
as
haven't
well.
heard of anything over there.
Yeah.
But like the guys from oh, I cannot remember their company. They do Judgment. Yeah, Judgment's there, and but they have their models made in the United States. Like, and
See,
it's
this is the
like,
problem. Not to get political, in the early 90s, Australia lost all manufacturing when they went global.
mm-hmm.
They used to have tariffs and all sorts. But once the government decided globalization was the thing, all the manufacturing textiles went overseas, and that was
Sure.
the end of that. And now we're importing too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if I want to buy, like, I'll give an example. If I want to buy like P3s, like I said, I have to do a big order for it to make it worth
Huge
my
order,
while. Otherwise, it's like broken toe brushes. Things like because I do a lot of I used to do a lot of ink work. Like we're talking about drawing inks and stuff. I used to buy a lot of staple brushes.
Yeah.
And I used to buy Whitson Newton Series 7s. Like 10 years ago, they were cheap.
Yeah.
I went into my local art store before the lockdown, and a number 5 brush, which I wanted to replace, was $300. That's expensive. That's expensive for a brush. I bought that same number 5 brush 10 years ago for $70.
Yeah. At that point, you just like get some really nice conditioner, you comb your hair, you cut off a little bit, you make your own. You're just like, I'm not paying that much.
I couldn't afford to replace it because it went up like a fair chunk and change, and it's just like it's utterly ridiculous how I can't afford to get a nice sable brush, whereas Genuine Vision, who's a streamer, can afford it because he gets it from Germany.
Yeah,
because he gets it from PK Pro, which is euros, because he's in the UK, he's in Ireland, so you know what I mean. It's all those swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, he can get.
I love Genuine, by the way. I'm not dissing him in any way, shape, or form. Just so you know, I'm just using him as an example because he's in Ireland. He can get it cheaper.
Right.
Euros.
It's really interesting that is something, like I can order some brushes are super expensive for me to order, but like if I order Hanover brushes, which is it's a British line, I can get them here in the States for not much money with free shipping, and I'm like how is it that like a Windsor Series 7 here is so expensive, but I can order something that is maybe not as good, but it's damn close. It's as good as any Raphael I've ever used. It's as good as any of like.
To be honest, most brushes are better than Series 7 at the minute because the quality is shit.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I use Cotman's. I like watercolor brushes because I like the spring of them when I'm doing like dabbing and stuff. And I've got loads of synthetic cheap brushes because I use a lot of metallics.
Sure.
Like true metallics, because they chew them up like fucking no one's business. I can show you, I can send you photos of my brushes at the minute because they all look like the multicolored, multiverse of colors because I use.
Have you ever ordered from Wish or anything like that? Is that
something? No, I wouldn't. My limit is Amazon. I've heard horror stories from Wish. No fucking way in hell.
Sure.
No fucking way in hell.
It's just like
my limit is Amazon, and that's it.
I'm just thinking of all the ways you have to hobby through quarantine, and there's got to be like my wife was like, we should order some stuff from Wish. I was like, do you really want to order some stuff from Wish? Because I don't think that's a great idea.
No, I've seen the videos on YouTube. They've ordered stuff on Wish and it looks weird. It doesn't look anything like what's on Wish.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. There's like a
My-
$7
I love-
airbrush that's awful, and I'm like, I want it, but I'm sure it's horrible.
Use it for prime. Use it for doing your priming.
Sure,
No,
right.
but to be honest with you, Amazon is pretty good for most things.
That's good.
Yeah, pretty good for most things. You just waited for a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you at least have that. I mean, I do really feel for you, because like I wish our country was taking this whole thing more seriously, although I know that I'm counting my blessings, because if I close my shop again, our country is not coming to save me. Like, they will let me
Yeah.
die, and I can't do that. So like I have to make the decision every day to walk into a pandemic and make sure that my clients are safe, my employees are safe, and myself is safe. And there's so many people that just don't take it seriously.
Yeah,
But
and it's-
like, I hope you guys can like get to a point where you can have some like freedom back, and so you can get your stores back, you can get the hobby going, because that's the only thing that's kept me going, like, has been the
Yeah.
hobby.
Well, we've got less cases than you have, and we're taking more seriously than you, which
Yeah.
is ironic in a way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's. I think the government. I don't like my government. I'm going to be honest. I don't like my PM. He's an ass.
Sure.
But I think my premier, my state's premier and stuff. Well, he's fucked it up completely. I can see why he's doing it. I don't like it, but I've got to deal with it.
Thank you for making it through another episode of Hobby Time in the Murder Basement. I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to continue the support in other ways, I do have a Patreon. The link is down below. Proceeds from that will go to pay for new equipment, subscription fees if I need it, and graphic design stuff. I'd like to help build this channel. So any of your support is, while never necessary, is always appreciated. If you want to see more hobby stuff, you can head on over to Twitch. I generally stream on Sundays at noon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.